Hello, 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 everybody. Dusty Sage here at Disney's California Adventure. There's a little preview of the Food and Wine Festival that's officially scheduled to start tomorrow on Friday. But today, most of the booths are open and we're going to be able to take a little journey through the festival so you'll know what to expect. Just like previous years, there are festival booths along the parade route. Kind of zoom in here, you can see where the numbers are of all the different booths this year. There are a bunch of them. It looks like there are 12 this year here at the festival. I'm here on the parade route near the Carthay Circle restaurant. This is about where the festival kicks off this year. In the little alcove that they built next to Avengers Campus are the first two booths, Berry Patch and Delish. Let's take a look. I am joined today, of course, by Nathan Villamore, who has been tasting food all day.
I wouldn't say all day. I've gotten a whole day's worth in a short amount of time.
So we'll be able to talk about a lot of the items, including some of the new items. Many, many, many returning favorites. So you had a favorite item from previous years. There's a fairly good chance that it will still be available. Here's the Berry Patch booth. Many of the booths this year have some moving elements. They have a Kenny's Family Cheesecake topped with mixed berry compote.
That is new this year.
Blueberry buttermilk pie, I remember that.
That is returning.
And a blueberry pancake cold brew.
Also new.
Interesting. Of course, all the booths have these light up festival glow cubes that look like grapes. Over here at Delish, they have a beef and barley poutine. You did try that, didn't you, Nathan?
Yes, I did try the beef and barley poutine.
Is that the one I tried too?
You did get a little bit
Okay,
of
so
that.
we had a mix of opinions on that. I liked it.
I did not.
Cubano slider.
That's a returning from last year. Delicious.
And
it's
apricot.
described as kid-friendly. The Cubano
The Cubano
slider.
is? It doesn't look kid-friendly.
Kids love Cubanos.
Kids love Cubanos. I did not know. Apricot tequila colada, also kid-friendly?
Also new.
Kid-friendly?
There's a lot of tequila drinks this
It's
year.
me. Hey, how you doing? Say hi to everybody.
Great to see you, Dusty.
You too. Berry Patch sign up there has a moving windmill on it.
Oh yeah.
A
This one
lot
doesn't
of
have
the
any-
a lot of the booths do have moving elements.
And then go back again.
Do you order at this one spot for both booths here?
That is correct.
Oh, that's neat. So that's kind of a new deal. So you order here in this line for both of those booths. Interesting. Two booths next to each other here. Also, one set of registers for two booths. So you've got Nuts About Cheese and Uncorked California right next to each other, but you order there. And that allows them to set up a separate queue area where normally the other booth would have had its registers. Now it's a pickup queue area. But they've got the California Artisan Cheese Plate there, the chocolate fudge brownie. You tried that one, right,
I did.
Nathan?
I
And this
had
is the one.
thoughts.
What do you think? Did you like it?
I was expecting something very different than what was delivered.
Oh,
It says a gooey chocolate brownie, but I got a cakey brownie. Those are two very different things.
now how about the Petite Burrata? That looks delicious. That's a returning favorite, isn't it?
That is new.
Oh. And then this is Nuts About Cheese, folks. So there is one item with cheese, and then here there's a Mickey Mouse-shaped macaron with Snickers, which is not a cheese item, but there are peanuts on top, so I guess that counts as nuts. And then flowers and bees. So
That
this,
is a gin-based cocktail with some flowers.
I know you're going to want to try that one.
I absolutely do want to try that.
Nathan likes a gin-based drink.
I do.
Nothing for the festival in Avengers Campus. Golden Dreams. Golden Dreams has a very controversial item. A lot of people were talking about it when we first published the food list. They had this unique item, the elote paleta, and it's essentially a corn-flavored popsicle. That's this top item here. Now it sounds disgusting, but Nathan, you tried it
I actually enjoyed it.
and you liked
a lot
it.
more than I thought I was going to. I wish that it wasn't a popsicle. I wish that it was a sorbet
Like something in a cup.
in a cup. But I liked all of it. except for the crema, but the freeze-dried corn was a nice touch. The microgreen cilantro was a nice cool heat to it.
This sounds interesting to me. The roasted beet and goat cheese flatbread. Now, it seems like that's an item which should have been over at Nuts About Cheese.
So we actually tried this one earlier today, and it was not a golden beet, it was a red beet.
Huh, so even though it shows as a golden beet, they were using just regular beets. Regular beets must have been on sale.
There's a question, what is the lager micro sponge that comes on top of the poutine? That is a great question, Matt. It's sort of reminiscent of torn bread.
They call it a micro sponge?
A micro sponge. I actually thought that was my favorite part of the whole dish. I wish that they could have done something more with that, but it's just a little, I found it to be a little bit of an afterthought, but it was tasty.
Nathan, how romantic. We can get garlic kissed here. Carbonara garlic mac and cheese featuring Newski's peppered bacon. Grilled top sirloin with roasted garlic Gruyere, smashed potatoes, and black garlic chimichurri. Now that sounds like a winner. It's a perennial favorite to me. Raspberry limoncelloade, not kid friendly, and guava lychee mule. Interesting. Nathan, did you try any of these?
I did not, because both of these food items are returning favorites.
Returning favorites.
Or relatively new favorites. The carbonara has been around forever, and the grilled top sirloin is from last year.
Now they're going to have a festival lanyard again this year, as they do every year. Do we know anything about how much it costs or how many tabs it has?
They're keeping things hush-hush right now because they don't start selling them until tomorrow. Well, I can ask. Quick question for you.
Quick.
I'm not a quick person. The festival lanyards tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Do you know how much they're going to be?
I believe Magic Key holder.
I am a Magic Key holder. 54.
Food
And if I'm
ears.
not,
58.
58.
Yeah, this is definitely 50.
A little bit more expensive than before.
No, but I think it went down. No, it's like the last time.
You can see me yet, so here's a mirror. I'm really here.
If it's 8 tablets, okay. It was 6. So that was like, I believe 45. So
These hats come with
Perfect,
mittens.
thank you.
I'm just waiting for Nathan. He's asking questions about the
I've been
lanyard for this
sampling
year.
all day.
Hats and mittens. Kittens with mittens, Nathan. What did you find out?
They wouldn't give me a firm price, but they said in the 50s.
In the
They-
50s.
They said around $54 if you're a Magic Key holder, or $58 if you're not.
Got it. Now this is avocado time. I tried both dishes from here, and what's interesting is they are both impossible dishes, meaning that the meat is not real meat, but the Impossible Nacho mac and cheese was delicious. Now I loved it. Nathan wasn't as crazy about it. It's a real mac and cheese, I believe, and not a vegetarian or vegan one, but it is Impossible meat that's on there with nacho cheese sauce, crema, and lots and lots and lots of guacamole. Impossible El Pastor, also delicious, but of the two, I would pick the nacho mac and cheese. It was really delicious. We also had the blackberry lavender lemonade, non-alcoholic, so kid-friendly. I wasn't as crazy about that one. It was just very, very sweet.
So they had a blackberry lavender lemonade last year, and it's a little different than what's offered this year. Even though it's the same title, the same dish, they're calling it a new item this year, so they revamped it a little
Well,
bit.
one of the things that was different about it, there was no berry in it. Like normally you'd put an actual blackberry in the drink, but it was just the flavoring. Not crazy about it, but I did like the mac and cheese a lot. I'm sorry we're walking into the sun. We should have started on the other end and walked you the other direction so you don't blind yourselves, but don't look directly into the light. It could be dangerous. Very
They have
dangerous.
moved some of the festival booths around.
Since they first put them in. One thing, Nathan,
so
I'll just show everybody here real quick. We walked right by the construction on the new San Francisco, but they have tables all the way along. Now, normally there are booths here, right where we're looking now. There aren't. I think in part because during the festival they may have to put up some walls and things because look, they've already painted the bridge orange. The big towers are going in soon. And then further down the way, you see the scaffolding is going up on the buildings, and that will all be repainted, new signs, etc. Very, very soon. San Francisco. Oh, Nathan, your favorite show is coming.
You have to walk quickly, please. It drives me crazy.
Alright there, folks, y'all see you. If you want to, this is going to be your view for the next 15 minutes. Pow, pow. Well, it was pretty impressive. I suggest moving over here to the front side of the Jeep. This is where the match is going to happen. I need everybody else doing their solid toes on the line there. Don't back up your good. Toes right here on me right here. Toes on the line, toes on the line. Let's go. Roll it on in there, people. Let's go. Hustle on up. Let's go. You people,
Don't
all
stop.
on this line right
I
here.
had to, that lady was trying to trip me.
That's good stuff. Let's go. What's going on there? How are you, man?
Yeah, the show is a little too chaotic for poor Nathan.
That's what I love there, Rockstar.
Out of the entire resort, that is my least favorite thing.
Not everybody agrees. I know a lot of people like that show. Disney 100 balloons.
Let me ask you all a very important question. Do you think you have what it takes? Well, I'm not going to lie, folks. I was absolutely traffic. I was a train wreck of a response. I was a military operation, folks. But
Festival merchandise.
Not yet.
It isn't in there. So the booth says festival merchandise, but they're still showing Disney 100 items. But tonight they will re-merchandise this, and tomorrow it'll be all festival merchandise. Unlike Epcot, which had lines that were epic in length yesterday for the start of their Flower and Garden Festival, usually the merchandise here isn't too crazy unless they have a really, really cute item. But they make all this stuff in very limited quantities, so it goes fast if it's good. This is California Craft Brews, but they do have an IPA sausage dog.
That is a returning favorite as well.
And then several different beer flights. It's a great way to try a number of different brews if you're not sure exactly what you would like. People seem to like the flights.
The festival audio loop has some different songs this year.
I think they do the crafts over here usually.
That is
but
correct.
lots of tables on both sides. But they have those unique table toppers on them, so you know that it's for the festival. So it has the festival logo. You see it there. Might as well look at some of the festival entertainment right now. Fat Cat Swingers are back again. Tina Aldana and band, she's here at all sorts of festivals. Suburban Legends, Disneyland, classic band. They also play over at Knott's. Fault Lines will be on the Paradise Garden Bandstand this year. The Island Reggae Band. And I don't know this. Do you know the Soul Foundation, Nathan? Have we seen that one before?
I don't believe I have.
And then Standard Mel Quartet. Mel is an incredible singer. She also was singing in the Grand during Celebrate Soulfully. She was the original Dime in Five and Dime. She played Queenie in New Orleans Square for years when they had an incredible New Orleans style jazz performer walking around New Orleans Square singing. That was Mel early on. She was in the first production of the Lion King show that they did here at California Adventure before they moved it to Disneyland. Just an all-around incredible performer, if not one of the very best performers in all of Southern California. I was going to walk right by Cluck-a-Doodle Moo, which is always one of my favorites. They move it around every time. Cluck-a-Doodle Moo. Smoked honey habanero chicken wings. That sounds interesting, Nathan.
That is returning from last year.
And barbecue beef brisket slider. That's going to be the most popular item in the festival. That's
They
awesome.
changed it up this year. Last year was the French onion brisket slider. This was pretty good, reminiscent of a McRib, but delicious.
Chipotle Pineapple bourbon sour. That's another one. That's one for me.
That
Sounds
was very good.
delicious.
I was expecting.
Is it good? Have you tried it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Very good.
They also have another cocktail here too. A smoked cherry mezcal tiki cocktail
A tiki drink.
with tequila and rum.
This is the smoked cherry right here. Mezcaliki. Interesting. $16, $17. Not cheap. Those are Club 33 type prices at a festival booth. And we have a couple more booths to see that aren't even on this route, Nathan. In fact, was that the last booth over here?
That was the last booth on the parade route.
I think we're going to walk up real quick to the festival beer garden and see what's going on in there. Did you go inside?
I did not. There are a lot of vegetarian options at the Paradise Garden Grill. I believe everything that they're offering for the festival is vegetarian.
Really? Kind of see the new tower colors in the background there. The old cream and blue, there's only one small section still in that color. The rest has been painted black and white for the new Pixar hotel.
Oh, the sight lines.
The sight lines, I can see the tower from inside the theme park. We're sort of poking a little bit of fun at the Twitter fanboys who have just been going absolutely crazy that you can see a little bit of one office building from inside of Super Nintendo World. Of course, there are sightline intrusions all over the Disneyland Resort that they're not complaining about. Festival Beer Garden. Now, interestingly, last year they built it, but never opened it. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then they left it there for months for some. They use it this year, but they definitely built it. And there will be a lot more stuff that will no doubt show up. We see that they put some new tables out over here. They will probably have some sort of,
the character meeting area as
seating.
you can look glamorous with those show lights that they still have up there.
Ooh. They do have them on. Now it looks like they've got this open. I wonder if they're previewing the food. I think they are,
Look at all
Nathan.
these vegetarian.
You can get pictures while I'm showing the signs to our amazing people. Nobody waiting. Of course, this is a preview today. People didn't know this was going to happen. So tomorrow it'll be nuts. But today, if you wanted torta, chilaquiles, it's right there, plant-based. Impossible gyro fries, plant-based. Buffalo mac and cheese, plant-based. And bulgogi fried rice, also plant-based. So it is a impossible bulgogi, Nathan. Though I think I'd like to try all of those items. They have a peach blueberry cobbler. Kids, everything on the menu here is vegetarian or plant-based or vegan. I don't know. They call it plant-based, so it's probably vegan.
Cool, thank you.
And Nathan's getting the scoop from somebody over there. We'll see how they do. Now, normally this is an overcrowded area. They usually have fish and chips and things like that, so it's quite a different menu. But with it all being plant-based, will it be popular? Won't it? We'll be very interested to see what happens. Band set up to go in over here.
We've got to move.
You know what else, Nathan, I did? I'm on park Wi-Fi instead of my cellular bandwidth.
That explains a lot.
That's always the worst thing you can do, folks. If you're streaming, as we are, streaming 101, use your cellular Wi-Fi and never the park Wi-Fi. The park has terrible Wi-Fi. Are we back from our purgatory?
We are. Our stream is alive again.
We're live. It's alive. Now, Nathan, are there any interesting items at some of the restaurants? I know that this year they've really expanded the number of items in restaurants.
Let me ask my handy dandy tasting
What?
passport.
Do you have a special cheat sheet?
I do. And you can get it stamped. I did not, but there are 12 stamps to collect. And then you can get a stamp of completion at the festival gifts. The participating locations, there are a handful of places in the park that are offering things. Pacific Wharf Cafe has a grilled peach toast.
That's a new item.
Lamplight Lounge offers a ribeye for two, paired with a specialty glass of wine. Excuse me. And they also have cookies and cream donuts that are.
Ooh, where was that again? I
kid-friendly
want cookies and
vegetarian.
cream donuts.
Lamplight Lounge.
Lamplight Lounge.
You
In
could
fact, we're seeing it right across the way over there. Let's just duck down here, as a matter of
That
fact.
ribeye for two with wine and a cookies and cream donut sounds like a.
I'm assuming they
meal.
don't mention the price.
They do not.
They don't mention the price because it's probably crazy expensive. There is a lagoon full of fountains, Nathan.
And as much as you hate to say it, I think that you're turning around on that show.
I am. I like the new World of Color one. I just don't like the way that they treated Walt. Look at all the tables they put here in the viewing area. I imagine they have to pull these out every night.
Unless they expand their dessert party.
Oh. Didn't think about that. Now, normally there's a big stage down there. I wonder if they're setting that up tonight. Usually we would see a stage right down there that they're performing on. Kind of drops down below your view level during the big show. There's going to be a big show tonight here on the Paradise Pier Lagoon.
How are you doing your pilot
World of
voice?
Color 1, huh?
You're doing your pilot voice. There's a big show tonight.
There's the Lamplight Lounge. We ate there the other day. We each got one. You got an appetizer item. I got an entree. We each got a drink, and it was with tip $125.
Theme park food.
I think that's a bit much. They're leaving, Nathan.
Not fast enough.
Come on, Nathan, move out, move out.
My brain is melting right now. So there is a hidden food booth down here.
I know. I'm going to take everybody down here to look at the Caliente
Peppers
booth.
Caliente.
And then we'll keep walking down the route and we'll go into Hollywoodland because I think there are booths there too.
That's right. The last two are there.
Busy. What would you feel about this area becoming San Francisco? Not San Francisco, but what's Zootopia? San Francisco, of course, across the way. And they've had the Zootopia characters meeting and greeting folks here for a couple of years now. Here we go, Peppers Caliente. Now, I didn't even think about stopping here, Nathan, because peppers. Peppers. Nope.
I know how you
not for
love
me.
spicy food.
Not for me.
I love spicy food.
I know you can handle it, but I cannot. They have a chili relleno empanada,
That's returning.
shrimp diabla,
That is new.
and then a paloma. Look at
That
that.
is also new.
Pretty.
Okay, find your.
Lots of items. In fact, there were a lot of items on the list that I thought looked pretty good. You'd see some of the festival guides right there, already up on the sign when we arrived earlier today. they weren't doing anything. Some more entertainment. They have the Jammin' Chefs that will be performing where you just saw the Green Army Men. And then they also have Alice's Wonderland Bakery Unbirthday Party, and that's for kids aged 3 to 11. And of course, they do still have the chef demonstrations throughout the park and then tasting seminars in the hotels.
However,
They've
they've
been scaled back a little from previous years.
that, and they've been selling tickets to the seminars for quite some time now. So if you're hoping for something in particular, you want to make sure that there's still spots available.
Oh, so don't wait until the day you come and then hope to get into the seminars.
There's a question. The booths seem to be more spread out than before.
They
Am I right?
do feel a little more spread out, but they're approximately in the same sections as before. There are 2 booths now that are in the Hollywoodland, and there's 2 in that little alcove that we showed you at the beginning, and that has allowed them to open up a little more space on the parade route. So there did used to be a couple of booths along the parade route that back up to the Pacific Wharf Lagoon that is being transformed into San Francisco, and I think they decided they needed that area open because of the construction. So they've just moved a few things around, but it works more or less. I am happy enough with that. I think there's room for a lot more booths. In fact, I would like to see booths back here. Look, here's a spot right here, Nathan. You could put a couple of booths right next to each other on that little platform easily.
My problem with this festival is that they don't spread it throughout the entire park.
Yeah,
It's
there's a
just-
lot of areas where it would fit. I think that we should definitely be seeing a booth in Adventures Campus. That would be a great place for one. You do some very creative food in there. Wouldn't it be fun to have a Cars version? Like there's a little festival going on in Cars Land.
There's absolutely nothing in Pixar Pier,
Nothing.
and that's true of every holiday and event.
I also think it would be interesting if they built a raised walkway, like a wooden walkway that cut through here, and you had a little wine walk or something with some of the craft wineries and breweries selling their things. In the early days of the festival, they used to have a wine walk and a beer walk, and you'd walk through, and then they had different vendors that would pour. So you paid for the wine walk, and you got a certain number of tastings. It'd be very interesting to do something like that through the trees there. Of course, we're walking into Grizzly Airfield. We recently returned this airplane from a long refurbishment. Pluto is meeting with guests over there. Anybody remember the old caramel corn that they used to do in the carts at California Adventure? I miss the caramel corn. Big news over here, Nathan. We're just about to arrive at what I think is one of the #1 reasons to come to California Adventures Food and Wine Festival. Anybody want to take a guess? Soarin' Around the World will be converted back to Soarin' over California overnight. As you see, the sign will be swapped out, and inside, instead of showing a leaning tower in France, no more leaning Eiffel Tower, no more leaning Taj Mahal, no more leaning pyramids, because the properly produced Soaring Over California will return. I love that version of the ride. And as we leave the wilderness here, we enter Buena Vista Street.
Carlina
Such a pretty
says,
part of
glad
it.
to hear you mention the caramel corn. Thought I was going crazy and just imagining it used to be available.
It used to be all over this park. I loved it, and it was fresh made caramel corn. Wonderful.
Natalie says, I miss the honey popcorn.
That was over at Winnie the Pooh, right next to Winnie the Pooh on that popcorn cart. It was Disneyland's only caramel corn cart. Now, of course, they make the caramel corn days in advance at a facility. Most of it I don't even believe is made by Disney. I think it's made by a third-party vendor. They have different flavors, but it's not delicious, hot, and fresh the way that it used to be when California Adventure first opened. They had a number of things at California Adventure in the early days that they thought were going to be very popular. Caramel corn was one of them. And right over here, where the Starbucks is now, looks like an old-fashioned building. There used to be a train, a silver train.
Burbank Station.
They had Burbank ice cream in there, and they had a bakery, and the bakery had eclairs. And that was the big item there, fresh baked eclairs. They were delicious. Gone.
So Kiki and Luca makes an interesting point. They say, I always thought soaring over California was an odd choice since we live in California.
Well, the whole park is an odd choice considering that we live in California. And a lot of people complained about it at the time, still do, that why do you need to go to a Disney theme park to see the Golden State when you should be getting in your car and seeing the actual Golden State? And I agree. Now that park is really morphed. It's a park located in California, so Disney California Adventure is simply a Disney theme park located in California. So when you think that everything needs to be California themed in order to be in this park, that's not true anymore, and Disney doesn't look at it that way. So you get all sorts of things in this park that really aren't directly tied to California, other than movies are made here in California. A lot
That's
of
one of the
stuff is based on
disappointing
movies.
things about the Food and Wine Festival, that they used to really have an emphasis on California
Yeah.
ingredients and
It was like
cuisine.
the California Food and Wine Festival, and it was about citrus and avocados and things that almonds, things that could be made in the state. And now it's really about anything. But over time, theme parks change and they evolve and keep people coming back. Will there be new items here, Nathan?
Not that I'm aware of.
There's so much room in this park for them to do an expanded festival. Over the years, Epcot has expanded not just the size of their festivals, but the number of festivals. They just wrapped up their arts festival, Festival of the Arts.
Kiki and Luca asks, what is the tastiest existing item in DCA? Any restaurant or cart or food location in your guys' opinion?
That's a tough one. So many things have changed that I liked. And there are a lot of things that I come to this park to eat. I think for the festival, the slider looked really good to me. The brisket slider, I definitely want to do that again. But as far as regular items, we used to go to Lamplight Lounge a lot because we loved their menu, and they've really dumbed it down. They had a great chicken sandwich that is gone.
I do like the chicken nachos there, though. I
And
don't
they're
eat lobster.
Are they listed? Yeah, they're listed as lobster nachos, but you can get them as chicken. So you order the lobster nachos with chicken. Same price, though, I think.
That is correct.
So we have I love artichokes, which is true, and LA style. I think LA style has definitely been moved. I remember that being
LA Style
over by Grizzly.
was here
Was it?
last year. And they also offered the barbecue pork belly. Delicious.
So barbecued pork belly,
Described as child-friendly, kid-friendly.
and then it doesn't look like something that would be kid-friendly, except it's got mac, right? And then they have the Impossible Yarrow. A lot of Impossible items this year. I'm guessing Impossible
They're a
must be a
major
sponsor.
sponsor.
Yep. And then the Echo Park Cooler, non-alcoholic.
Made with
Couple
Joffrey's
of corksicle
tea.
flutes there. Those look kind of nice. They're blue. They're blue, and therefore I like them. There's that Yarrow-inspired naan that's right here on the signboard. The official plant-based ground beef of Disneyland Resort. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And over here at I Love Artichokes, an artichoke,
Heart artichoke.
not pizza, a pizzetta.
It's actually pretty good.
Is it? You had it already?
Yeah.
You ordered like half the items in this menu, Nathan.
And I had that too.
Artichoke toast
That
with
was
olive
also good.
tapenade.
And I do want to try this drink.
The passion fruit rum cocktail. Now that sounds like a tiki drink. They should serve it in a special Food and Wine Festival tiki mug. 45-minute wait, they claim, for Mike and Sully to the rescue. And why is it 45 minutes when it's just a kid's dark ride? Lightning Lane. Lightning Lane makes all lines longer. For your convenience, we've made all the lines in our resort longer.
No, aquí.
There is.
I
a
imagine all
special-
sorts of stuff here, right?
No.
No.
Here at the Studio Catering Company, they have a Korean fried chicken.
Ooh.
Oh, and they also do have a watermelon punch. And at the Hollywood Lounge that we just passed, they have a margarita flight, a michelada, and a dragon fruit soju mule.
They have an old-fashioned cream soda here, Nathan.
I think this is
That's
the
for
one with
Disney 100. Yeah, it's grapes.
The grape flavored one.
Not complaining.
There's plenty of room for expanding the Food and Wine Festival.
Oh, yeah, a ton of space. They do a little show over here as well. On the right-hand side, this is where the new meet and greet is for Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. I wish they were there right now so you could see them. Super cute. And then they do like a little, is this where the Goofy one is, Nathan, with Goofy?
I think this is the
Jam and Chefs with Goofy.
Yeah.
And then they play some of the pots and pans and Goofy. It's a terrible spot for them because this light post is kind of in the middle. You're next to a bathroom on one side. It's a very tight little spot. In the past, they've set it up here at the end of the street. Big show coming to the Hyperion. An Avengers-themed musical.
There's a
Rogers the
question
Musical.
If we are going to be doing a live video tomorrow.
Oh, yes. We'll do our live video tomorrow. This is just a little extra. We're writing about the festival tomorrow. I wanted to do a live video to walk everyone through. We'll embed this video in our coverage tomorrow. But you all are sort of the test subjects. You're the lab rats. Look at this, Nathan. This huge empty patio back there. They could put 4 booths back there.
When they did the Festival
Look
of
at
the
this,
Holidays,
Big, giant, open, empty patio. And this festival will wrap up long before the new musical is ready.
when they did the Festival of the Holidays with the Black Panther celebration, and they turned that into a festival garden, I assumed that they were going to put a festival booth in there.
No, they did not.
And they did not.
They do have a special churro that they're going to do here for the festival.
I don't think it's available
It is
yet
not
today.
available yet. They have the Cosmic Cream Org and the Sweet Spiral Ration right now, but for the festival,
It's a lemon
like-
raspberry pie.
a lemon raspberry.
Like a lemon raspberry pie.
It's like a lemon raspberry pie churro. It's like that. Well, that's about all we have to show them for the festival. But if y'all don't mind, we'll walk you through back to the parade route through Avengers Campus, and you never know who we might see. There's a new villain in the land. There's a new character in the land. I don't know who any of these characters are. Nathan probably does.
I'm just as lost as you are. I haven't watched a Marvel movie since Thor 2.
Wow.
That was a long time ago.
Who's Thor?
You'd like him. He's very attractive.
Some
Oh, look, Thor. Speak of the devil.
characters right there.
Thor
With
and
Loki.
Loki.
Yeah, I know Loki. First big crowd there. They're all following Thor and Loki out of Avengers Campus. I pretend to not know who any of the Marvel characters are, but I do know quite a few of them. Who's the new female character that just came out the other day in the land?
Cassie Lang.
Cassie Lang. This is not her. Probably see more characters per capita in Avengers Campus than just about anywhere else in the resort. When Toontown reopens, we'll probably see a lot of characters there. Speaking of Toontown, we have a lot of coverage up right now. We were able to do a little preview. We got to see how they're fitting the cast members for new costumes. It's a very different kind of costuming process than is normal at the Disneyland Resort. Sort of like what they're doing at Galaxy's Edge. There are a number of different costume pieces, tops, bottoms, accessories, and the cast members can mix and match them to create their own look, over 1,000 different combinations. 45-minute wait for web slingers. And we have an article about that. Check the front page of the site. We also have more information about Toontown itself and the food offerings. Now, the ride, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, is inspired by a short film called Perfect Picnic. And in Perfect Picnic, things go horribly awry. You end up in the movie itself at some point, and you're in Perfect Picnic. But when you exit the ride, Nathan, you'll be able to buy a picnic basket and select 3 items to go in it, lay a blanket out on one of the new fake lawns in Toontown, and have your own perfect picnic. The picnic basket looks a little bit like a popcorn bucket to me. It's Mickey's hand on top, Mickey's severed hand on top, is that right, Nathan?
The disembodied hand.
A disembodied hand. Spider-Man over here with a long line of people waiting to see him. Long line.
You never know what cast members are going to be talking about. They were talking about what's better, Chips Ahoy or Oreos.
Oh.
And the answer is Oreos.
In your opinion. And look at that, just like magic, we're back where we started. Of course, Grizzly River Run is closed for its annual refurbishment and also to accommodate construction in San Francisco because they had to drain the lagoon in San Francisco. It turns out that lagoon is the reservoir system for this raft ride. So the ride is just taking that opportunity to also do its refurbishment. Somewhat busy here in the park. It's a weekday, so there is a water show here, but there are no fireworks at Disneyland, projections only. Well, so much to eat, so little time. So we have a few more items that we're going to try today. We'll come back tomorrow and do it all over again. That's our job. And we like to think that we do it well, but really the truth is we just do it well enough. We miss you all already. We'll be back again tomorrow to try over at Disneyland and see what's new over there. So we'll eat all morning and then we'll do our live at 5. See you again real soon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye.